Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to PDINA, Royally Teachable Moments. I hope you're doing well today. I have to apologize. I wanted to get this video out to you much earlier today. It just didn't happen that way. Had some technical difficulties. Finally getting this video out to you all. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I cannot believe I'm almost at 100,000 subscribers. When I started this channel, I literally was just making my voice heard, just was having some issues, what was going on, all the wrong and missteps that Meghan Markle was taking, and really was trying to reach out and say, you know, hey, you got to be better. You're going at this the wrong way. And surprisingly, it still hasn't gotten much better with her and her husband. As a matter of fact, it's gotten worse. But with that said, I do want to make an acknowledgement to the Prince and Princess of Wales. I believe they are spectacular. They are doing a superb job in the work that they do for the people. Kate has come in as an outsider. She has stepped into her role beautifully. And maybe you did know or did not know, but Catherine, she was getting a lot of pushback too when she first came into the royal family. A lot of people were calling her a social climber too. She had the similar, if not worse, type of press as Meghan. But what Kate decided to do, her path was so much different. Her path was just don't say anything. Just keep doing the good work, making a difference. And that is what Meghan should have done if she really was going to be there to do the work of the monarchy. But that was not her intent. Most recently, an actor from Scotland, his name is Brian Cox, a Scottish actor, came out and said the same thing, that this is a woman that wanted to marry into the British monarchy. She wanted to be a princess. And this is how you know she did not step into the role the way Kate did, the way Catherine did. Catherine got the pushback, got the criticism, but she held firm onto her beliefs, her marriage, her vows, and she did the work. Meghan didn't. She had pushback constantly because she wanted opposition. She wanted a reason to bail. She wanted to have an excuse to get out of something she never intended to do. That's the facts. And I just want to acknowledge that Catherine and William, I just really am happy that there is a good example, that they're going out, meeting with the people, really looking just flawless in all that they do. They have this sense of warmness about them that shows they are authentic. They are there to make a difference. Harry and Meghan, on the other hand, are not. And, you know, a lot of you are saying, well, why don't we just stop talking about them? Just let them do what they're doing. Ignore them. You can't do that. You can't ignore that. You know why? Because if you ignore it, then they're going to continue to rise up with the lies and the dishonesty on a false narrative. They're going to get people to fall for the okie doke. But when there is pushback against them, when there are people telling them that your behavior is out of step, that you are essentially being called out for your wrong behavior, it pushes back their narrative. And it keeps them from climbing up and up to something that could be very misleading and deceiving and very deceptive to the people. We know Meghan has aspirations to be in politics. This has very far-reaching consequences. You know, people, especially the news media, they have to be that checks and balance, because if you allow people that have these big platforms to just make up things, to lie and to be condescending and to deceive people, you know, it's like you're bringing someone power that they're looking to do something very nefarious with. They're looking to do something not good with it because they don't have good intentions from the offset. They don't have good intentions to do just basic decency. And so you're empowering someone to go way above and beyond the call of power that they'll be able to get without any checks, without people calling them out. And let me give you an example. Let me just give you an example. Let me just break it down. So imagine, I always like to use, like, if you're having a child, in your home, your home is not a democracy. Your home is definitely a totalitarian type of government within the home. It's like you have the laws of the parents, and their laws are the laws. And if you allow your children to come in and run roughshod, treat you any kind of way, do whatever they want to do, just make their house, their home, as if they're the one paying the bills, then before you know it, you eating on the side, on the floor, and they're the one taking in all the glory of the household, doing any and everything, living in the master bedroom, eating, keeping the house a mess, not following rules, just taking over, and a bunch of nonsense is going on in your house. Nobody would want that. Nobody wants to not have their ownership of what they've worked hard for. Okay? And it's no different than what's going on with the monarchy. They've started like 1,000 years ago, over 1,000 years ago, and they've got these traditions and their ways of doing things that Harry and Meghan just cannot now come in and say that we're calling the shots. We're going to say what's going to happen. And that's what Meghan is doing. This is what I'm talking about today. Meghan has said that there are certain things that she wants in order for them to come to the coronation. You know what I would do? I would smack that down with the quickness. Before she would come in with any demands, I would be like, no, you're not coming up in here talking about your demands and things that you want, because you haven't earned respect. You haven't earned the ability to have any demands. The way you behaved, your butt need to be thankful you even got the invitation. You be thankful that anybody still cares that you're even coming to the coronation. Because the way you behaved is so disrespectful, nobody should even really extend the invitation. But because people within the monarchy, and they've got something about themselves, some decency, they're responsible in how they treat people. They have a certain way about them that's respectable, regardless of you acting like a wackadoo. They're going to come in and they are going to uphold these values, even though you've got you got no sense in your head, acting a fool the way you act. So they're going to still extend this courtesy to you. And this is what Harry and Meghan have been able to do. They've been able to get this common courtesy of an invitation. Now, what is so wrong is Meghan and her stipulations. It's like, what? You got the nerve, woman, the nerve to even say it. But let's just go through it and just look at the nonsense of this, okay? Because it's just off the charts. Imagine someone coming into your home and telling you, well, if you want me to come over to your house, you better do this, you better do that. I'm not going to come in unless you do it. And if you don't do it, I'm going to just, you know what? I'm going to tell people that you racist because you wouldn't do what I said that you should do when I came into your household. Now, you can ask nicely and be, somewhat, thank you, apologetic, and, would you mind? Would that be okay? But to come in off the bat with, like, you better do it, or I'm not coming, then we're like, forget you. You got your nerves, women. It's just like you have to put it in context to how you would want to be treated. If someone did the same thing, if Meghan did what she's doing to the royal family, if she did that to you as you were coming to your home. Because essentially, Meghan is coming to the home of the British people. This is how they do things. You don't dictate that as an American. It's not your place to dictate it. I don't care who you're married to. Even the husband has to abide by certain decency and common rules of the elders, the people that he has to be respectful towards. Come on, folks. We know this. We know this. This is why it's so off the charts. Unbelievable. So what is it that she wants? Meghan wants to be called princess. Yes. Not only that, but she wants her children to now be addressed as Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, which no one should call that child Lilibet because of how they've disrespected that name, that pet name of the queen, that they're now using that, taking ownership of something so precious to the queen. It's just wrong, okay? But the nerve that you want now your children to be addressed with this. You're asking for your children to be bullied. You are asking to be called out for something that you really don't even have the right to have. Because if you're living in America, what good does having the name Prince and Princess do for your children? You are drawing attention to them. You're trying to take ownership and be very, what's the word, pretentious. And it's just not called for. And I think the one thing was Meghan and Harry want their children to get used to this, to get used to being called this. Look, they can get used to it when they turn of age. They can decide this when they become of age. But to draw this attention on them now will have these children resent you when they get older. Because then they will see how pretentious it is and how it was just not called for, especially in America. We're looking at you like, what? Prince Lily? Okay. Princess. I don't know what you the princess of. I mean, you are in America. You think we just going to look at you and curtsy and think, yeah, princess? We're going to think, what's wrong with you wanting to be called princess? All that does is call you out to look like you are so above the rest for no reason. It's like uncalled for. Okay, so this is one of her demands. What's the next demand? Well, because it falls on her son Archie's birthday, they want the child to now have some acknowledgement during the coronation for the child's birthday. Now look, this child is turning 4 years old. Do you think that child wants some kind of acknowledgement of his birthday during this whole coronation festivities? First of all, the coronation is not for the family. This is a state event. This is for the people, the country, the tradition of handing off of the monarchy of the king. This is not for you and your child to have some kind of birthday. You can take that birthday stuff and do it during a family get together when you have dinner. That is uncalled for. You are just trying to call out the family to acknowledge something that you know does not fit in this moment. So why is she asking for this? It's almost as if you are trying to have a piece of something that does not belong to you. And you're trying to make your child have something that people are going to resent. And it doesn't bring people closer to you. If anything, it causes people to want to stay away and to look at you like, ugh, huh? Like, that's not a way to be accepted into a celebration. It really is something that could backfire heavily, especially among the people here and the people in Great Britain. So why would she want something like that? It's just so, it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. Meghan has at this point has done so many different things that will not get her respect. And the only way you garner respect or get any kind of respect is by shutting your mouth and doing what is told of you to do. And if you got to go sit down and have a candle in front of your face, that's what you do. To say, okay, I don't deserve this. This is not for me. This is for the king. There's just so much entitlement going on. It's sickening. It really is. And then the other thing is she wants this Archie to have a spot on the balcony. Are you serious, woman? Are you serious? I cannot believe it. Your child on the balcony with a family that he does not even know, in front of all these people who are really there for the king, but the child is standing there without his parents because Harry and Meghan will not be on that balcony. But yet Meghan wants her son on the balcony because what it does is it says to her that she is on the balcony vicariously through her son. Okay? And so she wants to make this demand because she is trying to once again bring attention to herself. You know, people are calling for the monarchy to be abolished, it's not necessary. And I think Meghan is the biggest cause of why a lot of Republicans are requesting or making it known that we do not need a monarchy anymore because of how Meghan is behaving. And we all know it's coming from Meghan, and Harry is just following along, holding his wife's hand, opening the door for her to make a bunch of just stupid demands. That's all it is. because Harry would not otherwise be doing this. Meghan should be ashamed of herself acting this way with these demands. She wants her security to be taken care of, and once again we go back to how Harry has called out these kills with the Taliban. He's drawn attention to himself. Pay for your own extra security. You're going to get some basic security because that's what comes with being a part of the royal family in the UK. But this extra security, this extra something that they're always wanting to get for being just not even really next in line to the throne is ridiculous. But yet they're the ones that have caused themselves to have more threats against them because of how they've behaved. And yet they want more extra security for them acting like they ain't got no sense. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Then the other thing is Meghan also now wants to wear the same kind of tiara that Queen Camilla is going to be wearing. Oh my goodness, this girl is just so thick. She is so thick. I cannot believe you even have the audacity, and this is what needs to happen. Charles really needs to stop allowing his power, his rulership be taken advantage of because of how the king has behaved. This emboldens Meghan to continue to act the way she is acting. It helps Meghan to see that through his not really making strong choices and decisions around their demands, she can continue to say these things. He needs to smack it down. It's like, you don't come in my house. You don't come in my realm and my authority and the things that I have rulership over and make any demands. No, we don't have this. The king needs to, this is what the king needs to do. The king needs to get his stick out of his power from the queen, which was bestowed upon him. And he need to let her know, look, no, you don't come up in here acting like this. Then take your butt back over to Montecito. Be gone with you, woman. Be gone. No, we don't have this. Like get your rulership. You have it to use and to do something with it. It's yours. It has been bestowed upon you in this time. And especially during this time, we need you to use it. Use the power that you have that has been granted to you. You've got the support of the people. You've got these wackadoos acting like they ain't got no sense. And we need to stop it. It needs to be pushed down because it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We don't need all this. Okay? So the king needs to put a smack down to the nonsense, is what I say. Put a smack down to it. And the last thing is Meghan wants this child's birthday to be acknowledged during the coronation. I tell you, it's almost like this woman has gone through her whole life making demands and requests, and no one has ever really told her, you better go get somewhere talking crazy, girl. Like somebody to look at her in her eyeballs, like open your eyeballs and look at me so I can tell you, no, it ain't gonna happen. You need to stop acting a fool. Ain't nobody listening to you. Just stop it, because you done lost your ever-loving mind, woman. Get out of here with that nonsense. Put your foot down, Charles. Put your foot down. Show this woman she is not going to come up into your house making any kind of demands. It is not hers to ask for nothing. That's what needs to happen. And I think the king will be surprised to see how well it will work. Let her know you the king, not her.